Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Waterloo City Council work session. Roll call, please.
Mr. Bozen?
Here.
Mr. Nichols?
Here.
Mr. Amos?
Here.
Mr. Childs? Mr. Greider?
Here.
Ms. Wilder?
Here.
And Mr. Foyce?
Here. All right, can I have a motion, please?
I can make a motion to approve the agenda as proposed and approval of the minutes of July 18th, 2022.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. First up this evening, we are having an update from the Grout Museum. So I'm not sure who's there, I can't see, but so take it away.
Hi, it's Billy Bailey. I'm the director of the Grout
Hi,
Museum
Billy.
District. Hi there. I think by now probably most of you know about the Grout Museum District, but just in case somebody's watching that doesn't, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our buildings and then a little bit about our programs. The most visible facility is the Sullivan Brothers Iowa Veterans Museum, which opened in 2008, and it is an attachment to the Grout Museum of History and Science, which opened in 1956. We also manage and operate the Carl and Peggy Blue Dorn Science Imaginarium, which opened in 1993, and then the two historic houses near the Imaginarium, the Rensselaer Russell House that was built in 1861, and the Snowden House, which was built in 1881. And I haven't been advancing slides, so there are our buildings. And those should look familiar to you. We do quite a bit of programming at the Grout Museum District, and some of the things that are coming up later this summer or early fall as an annual spirit walk. We select one of the area cemeteries, and here's a picture of the group that interpreted former residents of Waterloo in the Spirit Walk in 2021. And 2021 was a return to in-person Spirit Walks. During the pandemic, we did a virtual tour. So it was nice to be able to return to the in-person form. That'll be on October 29th of this year. I'm not sure which cemetery it's going to be at yet, but watch our Facebook page or our newsletter. If you're interested, you can just get on our website too. We opened the I'm going to blow it. The Norris Corson Planetarium in November of this past year, and we've had initially we had sold out shows 4 times a day, also during the holidays, and we're really happy to have that feature back in our district. It is one of only 3 planetariums in the state of Iowa that offer regularly scheduled public programs, and those are in Waterloo, Des Moines, and Cherokee, Iowa. So it's nice to have that right here in our community, and it draws from all over Iowa. Also coming up this fall is the popular Museum School program that serves all 3rd graders in Black Hawk County and some also outside of Black Hawk County. It just wrapped up its 20th year of Museum School, which means we've served almost 20,000 3rd graders over the course of that 20-year period. We've also during COVID, we were able to provide Museum School virtually. It wasn't quite as effective, but we still were able to achieve Museum School. It will start again this September. And another neat feature is this past year, we served a school in Japan. There is a Sullivan's School that serves the military offspring in Japan, and it's named for the 5 Sullivan brothers. So they found us and they asked if we could do some programming. So our education director stayed late and did some programming for that school in Japan. It was kind of a neat thing. Oops. Oh, here we go. Another neat program that we opened this year, the Black Stories Collective. The exhibit opened, at the end of June. Here are some shots from the opening, featuring the mural artist, Shaviva Ferguson. And there's a shot of her and the mayor and her portrayal of the mayor in the mural. It's really drawn a lot of interest. In fact, one of our staff members told the story of a gentleman who stayed late with his family after hours, and he was he's in the exhibit somewhere. I don't know who it is, but he's in the exhibit somewhere, and he was really telling them what it was like back in the day and telling them how easy they had it compared to him, which I think that's kind of a refrain of older people talking to younger people. We will be working with this collective, the Black Stories Collective, in the near future to identify the next topic we'll be covering in the exhibit. This is a permanent installation in the museum, and we will change the exhibits up about once every 12 to 18 months, depending on the topic and how long it takes us to gather things. Special thanks to Ms. Wilder. She helped us launch our videography, and we're building that archive even as we speak. So thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
We have a board of directors, and this lists all the individuals who are part of our board. We have, when we passed the levy, when the citizens passed the levy to support the Grout Museum District, we stipulated with the city that we would have 2 council liaisons serving on our board, and these are people who can vote. They can actually vote on issues. And this year, our liaisons are Jerome Amos and Ms. Wilder. And we've been enjoying getting to know them a little more. If you're interested in what goes on at the museum at that level, on our webpage, you can find copies of the minutes and copies of the budget that shows how we have spent the levy money. And you'll see for recently completed fiscal year 22, we had budgeted about $655,000 to come from levy funds, and we actually took in $657 and some odd dollars and cents. So that is money that is given to us by the citizens of Waterloo, and as you can see, we really couldn't do it without that support. It's a very important part of our programming. This is the year-end board dashboard that's handed out at every meeting. One of the really neat things, you'll see that big circle down in the lower right-hand corner that says 100%. We actually met our goal for gift shop sales this year, which was a nice thing to do. And we were within shouting distance of hitting the goal for our donations at 92%. And grants, we went over what we had projected for grants. So it was a good year this year. Wish they were all like that. I'm sure you guys do too. And this kind of lays out how our funds are used, where they come from and how they're used. As you can see, the levy's about 43% of the revenue that we take in. The next highest level is grants, and then not too far behind is donations. And then the rest of the revenue is made up by store sales, admissions, memberships, programming fees, those kinds of things. This year we received a significant amount of federal funding, due in part to COVID funds that were available to a lot of different entities throughout the year. The budget's broken out. The highest level of expenditures is in education, outreach, and programming. The next level are fixed operational expenses like utilities and grounds and those kinds of things. And then the third highest is administrative, with the rest of it breaking out to fundraising, capital fixes, not capital drives, just, you've got to fix a window or a computer, marketing, care of the collections, and preparing exhibits for the public to enjoy. Things that are on our horizon, we just signed a contract with Peters Construction to begin work on the Opening New Doors campaign. We have enough funds to do the interior work that we are anticipating doing. And what we're doing is moving the gift shop upstairs so that you'll be able to enter the museum from the current parking lot. We're installing sliding doors, automatic sliding doors, so if you're in a wheelchair or you've got a string of kids, you don't have to worry about holding the door open. It'll just open for you. The gift shop will move upstairs, right next to that, right across the hall from the new planetarium. And then the lower level, the gift shop will be ripped out and we'll be creating a meeting space so that that'll seat about 200 to 300 people, depending on the setup. And it'll also we can divide it into two separate spaces if necessary. There's a range in our project. One of the big things we really want to make some changes to is our parking lot. It needs to be at least repaired and recoded, but we'd really like to tear it out and start over again. That adds quite a bit of cost to our project, and we haven't raised the funds yet to be able to do that, but we're hopeful. We have a grant. We submitted a innovation grant to the state of Iowa, a little over $900,000. If that's awarded, we should be able to do the whole thing. So if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer them.
Not a question, just a comment, I guess.
Yes, ma'am.
Good job on all the work that you do, and I like how you made it a point to get that Black Stories collected, because for so long, a lot of individuals felt like Black Stories just went by the wayside. And once you found that out, you went head first and figured out a solution for that. So I appreciate you for all the work that you do, and keep it up.
Well, and I want to thank not only you, but LaTanya Graves and Tavis Hall. The two of them spearheaded this committee, and actually it was kind of Tavis's brainchild about who to bring to the table. So I appreciate all that the group has done to help us, because that is an important part of our story, and we are committed to continuing to do that.
Thank you, Ms. Billy.
Well, Ms. Billy, just to add another layer to that, it's not, there's Black stories, but they aren't the ones that that you were able to show. I mean, when you take a look at the totality of how Blacks have contributed to the city of Waterloo versus the negative aspect, which is sometimes what we see here locally, very thankful for an opportunity to be able to show the other side of the coin, which is the bigger side of the coin, and that's those that have made contributions to this local community. So to add to Councilwoman's comments, I do as well. Mr. Amos.
Yes, Billy, just for the record, just so you know, I haven't forgot about you. I fell and I've had surgery. And
I've been hearing those stories, yeah.
so
Well, I
I'm on
hope
the
you're
mend.
recovering well.
Yes, I am.
We look forward to having you back.
All right. Anyone else? All right.
And again, if anybody ever has questions, you know where I'm at. Phone call away, emails on the web page. So I'm happy to talk about anything with anybody. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
Yeah, and I just want to make a quick announcement. Or Rob, do you want to make a quick announcement?
Oh, well, sure. So you saw on the agenda that there was going to be an update from Ironworks today, but the presenter is not feeling well today, and so we're going to be postponing that discussion about the benefits and things that Ironworks can provide our community to a later date, early September, I believe. Yep.
Thank you.
Now motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion been made with second. All in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Aye.
All right.